Hi friends, how are you all doing today? Happy Tuesday, here we are as always, and it's always so glad and so happy to be here. Let's put our intention up for the week here. I am open to shifts that expand positively. I am open to shifts that expand positively. So intention's always released on Sunday. In case you didn't know, I release it a couple days before our meditation, so that way you can sit with it yourself. Intention is always comes together by looking at the transits and looking at the placement of the planets. So looking at the astrology and the energies that are around us. So that is where the intention comes from. I've pointed out before that this isn't the only intention that there could be. We could come up with lots of different ones, but this is the one that I kind of feel guided towards for all of us to share. So I'd like to give you time to sit with it yourself, to see what comes up before you hear what I have to say, before I give my 2 cents and put my input in. Because what comes up to you from your own mind, from your own gut, and your own intuition, that is super important and relative to you. So I might put my own spin and my own flair and flavor on things a little bit, depending on, I try to stay very not subjective and very objective with it, and just make it very broad. But there's chances that it might kind of spin my way when I talk a little bit, right? That's just kind of human nature. Hi everybody, looking in the comments. Hi ladies, it's good to see you all here. Thank you for being here as always. I always appreciate all of you that are here, live or on a replay, or just catching it when you're able to show up too. I totally understand what busy lives are like and have one myself, but I think that's why it's even more important for us to take the time to have this space and to have a time that we schedule ourselves to stop and to slow down and to think and to contemplate. And there's lots of astrological information out there, lots of forecast videos, daily updates, weekly updates, monthly updates, yearly updates, tons of different viewpoints, and I totally suggest that you seek out as many as you can to get a wide variety of views and opinions and thoughts and beliefs and things like that. But here, I find that this is just a little bit different, because we're taking kind of a culmination of all of the energy for the week, and we're taking that and we're putting it into an intention. We're putting it into a phrase that we can all kind of use collectively as a broad blanket statement, and then we can change it and modify it as we need to our own. I've told you all before, feel free to change the intention, add words, change words, put a different word in, take things out, whatever it is that makes it work for you. Nothing is set in stone here. So I think it's nice to have this time where we sit together and we contemplate the energies that are at hand this week, and then we find a way that we can try to positively lean into the energies. So the goal is not to control the planetary energies that are around us. It's not to change our change things that may not be up to us to change, but to lean into those energies and to find a way to work with those energies and kind of co-create and cooperate together with those energies. So it's just another take and another spin on how to look at these energies, I think. So this week I am open to shifts that expand positively. So we have a new moon this week, Thursday. So happy new moon in the sign of Capricorn. We can say new moon now, new moon energies now, because let's see, what time is it? So it's 8:36 p.m. my time. So the moon is just ingressing into Capricorn, like right now. So those critical degrees right at the beginning of a sign and right at the end of the sign, those are extra potent. So I think that it's really neat that even though we are not having our live meditation here, if you're joining us live at the time that we're doing this together, we're not right in the new moon, but we're at that moment where the moon moves into the sign of the new moon. And I think that that says something about an initiating energy that we have here with us. So big focus on the new moon here. this week, and a couple aspects that we have that go along with it. So today Mars is sextiling Saturn. That one is perfecting today, so think of like the last maybe 2 to 3 days, today and tomorrow, and into the next day for this one here. So this one feels like a precursor to the new moon and setting up kind of the tone for the lunar cycle here. So Mars, yeah, 8:33, Kristen's got it there. Yep. So the moon just moved into Capricorn, and I think that's I think it's really neat that we're sitting right at the beginning of Capricorn while we're having this meditation here at the live moment. So Mars sextiling Saturn today, and like I said, I feel like this is setting a tone for the lunar cycle. So new moons start a new lunar cycle, so we have that starting on Thursday, right? Mars sextiling Saturn, bringing in this tone and this tone setter with some strong energy, because Mars in the sign of Capricorn, Mars is in Capricorn right now, which is where the new moon's going to be, and Mars is what we call exalted in the sign of Capricorn. So it's like a if you think of like the sign that the planet rules, and that's the place where it's most comfortable, this is like the secondary home. It's like I don't know, think of it as like the vacation home or something like that. It's a place that is a lot like the planet, but it is not the ruling sign of the planet, but it's very similar is the easiest way that I can explain that. So Mars is sitting in a sign that it feels very, very comfortable in the sign of Capricorn, and it's sextiling Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn. So it's puts a lot of strength and a lot of dignity into these two planets, and it makes their impact very much stronger. It gives them a lot of ability here. So setting a tone for a mindset for this next lunar cycle that we have come up, and Mars and Saturn together brings in a very much a focused and determined mindset of some kind. Mars and Saturn together are very hardworking, very persistent, ability to work through, and the fact that it's a sextile here, where we have a Mars trine that we're going to talk about here later on this week coming up in just a minute, so put that in your side pocket. It feels like with this Mars sextile to Saturn, it feels like making the first connection in a new process that's starting here. It seems like there's lots of ability to kind of like bear down and get some work done within this next lunar cycle that we have coming up. And this Mars-Saturn sextile is kind of preluding to that a little bit here. Both of these planets are willing to, the sign of Capricorn itself is willing to take steps and do the hard work and do the things that have to be done just because they have to be done. But both of these planets are that way too. Mars is the planet of movement, the planet of action, the planet of changing things. So being open to possibly shifting things here. So that's the tone setter that we have here. And then coming in with the new moon, we have Mars is going to come off of that sextile to Saturn, and then it's going to come into a trine with Jupiter. So we have this in the beginning of the week with Mars. Remember, this is all in the sign where the new moon is going to take place. We have this Mars energy of this focus and this determination and this like willingness to start something or initiate or bring things in a little bit here. And then coming in as we get closer to the new moon, we have, remember the sextile, I said that was kind of like the initiation process. It's we have two positive aspects as far as the general aspects go. You have the sextile and you have the trine. The sextile is positive, but maybe not quite as strong as the trine, where the trine might be a little bit stronger or a little bit easier to see or a little bit easier to work with. So we have the sextile to Saturn, to the ruler of Capricorn, having this initiation of this tone setting of some sort of focus, some sort of determination, some sort of willpower to create something or start something. It might be a little bit subtle, but then as the week goes on and we go into this new moon here, Mars comes into the trine with Jupiter, the planet that expands, the planet that gives us positive abundance and, brings in the wisdom that it has and the knowledge in order to allow us to expand things and bring in some sort of abundance. So this is the positive expansion that we have at the end. New moon, new beginnings in general. So the new, excuse me, energy this week around the intention, focusing around the new moon and being open to bringing in something new. There's a lot of really like strong focused energy on moving forward, and I think that allows us to bring in something new, but it's a very determined and very like not narrow-minded, but almost tunnel vision, very, very focused. So I wanted to add in the word open, because I feel like opening ourselves is something that might kind of be a reminder that is needed a little bit. So I am open to shifts that expand positively. Shifts that are coming through with Mars and Saturn coming together and trying to lay down some sort of new foundation, some sort of new groundwork or base layer for something coming through here. And then the trine as the new moon comes through. Mars, the planet of motivation, the planet of action, the planet of movement. I like the word movement mostly for Mars because it's a little bit more all-encompassing. It's the planet that holds our drives and our ambitions and our motivations and the things that make us go. Setting that process. And then, so setting the tone, setting the structure, setting the foundation, and with this subtle way with Saturn. And then the tone that was set comes into an interaction with Jupiter, and then things are able to blossom, things are able to expand. Both of these aspects are, well, not both of them, but so the Capricorn is an earth sign, so the sextile is from an earth sign to a water sign, from Capricorn to Pisces. And then the trine is from Capricorn, the earth sign, to Taurus, another earth sign. So when we have a trine of an earth sign, there's this level of solidness that is to it. There is this level of something that if we create something here, there is longevity within it and there's ability to withstand. That connotation is in with the aspect of Saturn too, because Saturn lays down foundations of things that are going to last for a long time. That is Capricorn's MO in its own being here, is things that doing things right and doing things the way they should be done the first time, so that way they are done quote unquote right and things can last and be well for a long period of time. And in between these Mars aspects, so today, Thursday, I wanted to jump between those ones before we talk about what we have going on Wednesday. Sun trining Uranus. So this is bringing in some sort of newness. This is bringing in some sort of electrification of some kind, some sort of quickness and movement. So ideas, information, knowledge, breakthroughs of some kind coming through here within this week, and breakthroughs of something new. Okay, we're coming into a new moon here. So where are you able to kind of open your mind in this Sun Uranus type way? Where are you able to expand or broaden your mind a little bit? Saturn in Pisces wants us to expand a little more than Saturn normally does. To open yourself to shifts of new things, new Capricorn structures coming through within the new moon that are going to expand positively. So the new moon is in the sign of Capricorn, which puts our full moon in the sign our full moon is going to be in the sign of Leo. So I think that's interesting. We would have the same thing if the sun was in Aquarius, which would be the exact axis, so that would be the exact opposite sign. But I find it interesting that even though the sun is not in Aquarius at the time of the full moon, we have the new moon in the sign of Saturn, we have the full moon in the sign of the sun. So there's this stark difference between the two here, right? But it's Saturn, the foundations, the base layer, the seriousness, the first part of what we have to do to lay the groundwork and the foundation here, to initiate something within the new moon that could potentially start to shine out within the new moon in a sun or solar-like way, a way that is loud, a way that is proud, and a way that is perfected for that very moment. It does not mean that it's in the final stages of wherever that thing, thought, idea is. We still might have more work to do on it, but in that moment, in that full moon moment, that thing or that idea is shining brightly in the kingly sun solar way that Leo does, type of thing. Does that kind of make sense? So lots of creation energy here this week, lots of moving forward. And, you know, I don't accept there. I feel like there's a possibility to be too narrow-minded here with this, or just, you know, very like tunnel vision and focused on like, this is that one thing that I'm going to do, and this is, you know, we're going to do it this thing, and we're going to do it this way, or I'm going to have these thoughts and I'm going to think them this way, that type of thing. So just opening ourselves up to whatever may come, whatever the universe holds and whatever the universe says that we should be doing. So yeah, this is a cool lunar cycle that we have here, and I really, really like this one. I think there's lots of preparing for the future energy here, lots of initiating energy, and lots of like stage one. Maybe we've been thinking about it and prepping it. Capricorn, so that's like Sagittarius, right? We talked before about how Sagittarius is the sign that sometimes is like, yeah, go get them, and then like doesn't necessarily go get them. Capricorn isn't going to do that. Capricorn is going to say, we're going to go get them, and guess what? We're going to get them like right now, or like we were gone yesterday, type of thing. So lots of preparing for your future energy here. So I just want you to think about what you want to bring in, and then be open to whatever else there may be out there and available. Yeah, I'm going to look at these comments here really, really quickly because I'm kind of losing track of those. There's quite a few of them tonight. I appreciate all of you guys that are here tonight. Kristen said, as she explains, exalted as functions at its best. Yeah, it's a place, when a planet is exalted, it functions very, very well within that place. Melissa, the amethyst. Oh, you see my amethyst that I have behind me? Yeah, you know, this is one of my favorites. I got that from a rock show that they have here in Holland every year. It's really, really neat. Feeling focus and determination, and just feeling Mars in general in the comments here. New beginnings. Yep, it seems like you are all checking right in with where we're at here. New beginnings could not be resonating anymore with me lately, but feeling more focused on opening up to new possibilities also. Yeah, so we're focused on that's a really good comment actually there, Sean. We're focused on what we want to bring forward, but and like we have our own goals and we have our own ambitions, right? I'm not saying that we shouldn't have those, but just being open to whatever is coming your way. And, you know, when I talk about this having lots of creation energy, I always come back to the debate of free will and fate and, you know, creating our own reality, or co-creators of our own reality, or whether it's, you know, whether things are planned out for us. And I think it's all of the above. I'm just going to go with that. I think the answer is all of the above here. Open to shifts that expand positively. So the creating your own reality part of it is that I am only open to things that are going to expand positively, things that are going to bring some sort of benefit to me, either now or in the long run. So, you know, not everything that happens and everything that comes our way are necessarily things that benefit us, right? We've all had shitty, crappy things happen to us or come our way, sometimes more often than others and more than it should be. But when we decide, so with the like co-creator thing, and like if we create our own reality, I think we all have the ability to create our own reality, but I only think those that are actually open to being the creator or the co-creator, because I think both of those are valid, I think only those that are open to that are going to actually truly search out ways to create their own reality and to be a co-creator with the universe. I think co-creating with the universe is the best way. I don't, because I don't think we're ever totally on our own. I think the universe always has our back. So I think it's safe to say here that I am open to shifts that expand positively, because I think those that are coming to a space like this, not to be pompous or, think too highly, but if you're searching out this type of activity and this type of community and this type of meditation, then you are looking to bring in some sort of positivity. You are looking to bring something good and something wonderful, and you probably know at some level that you have the ability to do that. So those that aren't actually looking or quote unquote able to create, that's a blockage we put in within our own, won't truly search it out. Yeah, so I think, I don't know, I feel like when I talk about things of like what we're bringing in, what we're ushering towards us, and the positive energy that we're trying to bring, and we're gonna, we're gonna like block, and we're gonna shield, and we're just gonna kind of have things that aren't gonna serve us well and benefit us positively are gonna kind of just bounce away and move away. That is creating your own reality and being, at least in the minimum, a co-creator of your own reality. So I think it's all of the above here, probably, right? Tom, Tom says, free will is a conundrum. Enacting free will brings forth the things we are meant to and want to do. Yeah. It goes back and forth, right? I feel like we enact our free will, and then it brings us into, basically like we enact our free will, and then like our fate follows, but perhaps we changed our fate through the free will, right? Like it's just a big tangled web, and I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know that it's necessarily worth trying to pull it all apart. So, yeah, I did. So that's the astrology that we have here going on this week. Lots of good creation energy, lots of room for shifts and changes to come through, new structures, new foundations, new things coming into your life wherever Capricorn is within your own chart. So look at the house there and see what kind of changes are happening. I know it's definitely working for me. And being open to those shifts, not blocking them, being open to whatever can come and expand positively. So looking at the comments here, I like this conversation you guys are keeping going here. I really like this. Sometimes I feel like being open brings things you need, but maybe you didn't know you needed it. But the universe did. I'm just keeping my heart and mind open and receptive to all of it. So yeah, the free will part is the stuff that you bring in, but sometimes things come to you that you don't necessarily know you need. Is the fate part, right? That's the universe having your back. That's why I say co-creator, because if I was the creator of my reality, then and I was like the sole one, then it would feel much more alone, but it does not feel alone. And while we're talking about not feeling alone, I decided to pull a card again this week because it worked out really, really well with the Sun card last week. So talking about not being alone. Here, I pulled a card for tonight. I don't do this every week, so if you're new here, we do this sometimes, but not always. Seems like we're doing it a little more lately. So the Two of Cups came up today. So talking about not being alone and being a co-creator within the universe here, the Two of Cups popped up. The Two of Cups relates to the water element. So it relates to our emotional body. It relates to the level of consciousness that has to deal with with our mind and our intuition. It deals with our connection to source, okay? Our connection to the divine and to all that is. And I am open to shifts that expand positively. If you're gonna open yourself up to some sort of shift of reality or situation or circumstance or mindset of some kind, then you need to connect to excuse me, you need to connect to your emotional body. You need to either create a connection, emotional connection tie, or you need to possibly change or sever some sort of emotional connection connectional tie in order to change that thing. And the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups tells me that there's a process that has begun, but it's a process that we are still very much in here. The two, so if you look at the card here, we have my beautiful tarot deck that I have has two seahorses, but the Rider-Waite tarot deck has two people that are sharing cups together. You can see that the seahorses, they each have a cup in their hand, and in their little tail, and they're like cheersing each other. So they're sharing their cups together, and they're celebrating what they have. So celebrating the new things that are coming in to us, and celebrating the shifts and the change. And you know, even if like shifts aren't always easy, right? Shifts and change, change makes us uncomfortable, but or sometimes we get uncomfortable to have change happen, things like that. So opening ourselves up to change and celebrating that change, and being okay with that. Two of Cups, there's very much to do with relation and connection with this card here. So I'm thinking about the relationship or the connections that we have to our goals, our connection or relationship that we have to spirit, our connection or relationship that we have to ourselves and to others. Lots of feelings of connection here. And you know, that connection to source, that connection to intuition within that water element here, I feel like that is very, very key here. So it feels very much like a process that has started, and there's some sort of cooperation or some sort of working together. Two of Cups, so it tells me within our emotional body, within our intuitive connective body, within our watery body that we have, there's some sort of connection and some sort of cooperation working together here. Something about working towards a common goal, and that can be you and another person, it can be you and your idea, it can be you and spirit, you and source, whatever it is. So you know, yeah, it's being open to these things and accepting the love, and accepting the changes, and cheersing what you have and celebrating what you do have, even though when we look at the two, there's much more ahead of us, right? So within this suit, there's the Two of Cups, and then there's the Three of Cups, the Four, the Five, the Six, the Seven, the Eight, and the Nine of Cups. So there's a lot more to be had, but what we have, we are content with. And when we are content with what we have, we don't put those blockages in of new things coming in. We open ourselves up because, I don't know, there's just something about being content. There's something about being content with what you have while still wanting to go forward and get more. That, like, that balance, that seems like it really brings things in here, huh? Yeah, Katie, a two, yeah, exactly. The twos just keep on coming here around us, doesn't it? So the Two of Cups, connecting. Really what I feel like this card gets down to when it comes to our intention this week is connecting to that intuition, connecting to your emotional connection that is within you, which eventually connects us back to source here, right? So yeah, that's it. That's all I have, folks. No, that's the first part. So yeah, I think there's lots of ability to create. I think lots of us have some sort of motivation or some sort of movement. It's the beginning of the year, right? So people still have their the people that do and don't follow through on their New Year's resolutions are still holding on to those New Year's resolutions. Both groups of people, the people that will follow through and those that feel they need to set some sort of New Year's resolution, even if they know they're not gonna, or whatever, they're not gonna actually go forward for that thing. They try to set something that may or may not be unattainable. So I think just with all of this energy here and the motivations that people have, I think there is lots of ability to make some moves and make some things happen within this next lunar cycle that we have here. So with that, being open to shifts, I want our meditation to be a little bit different tonight. We're going to do a moving meditation tonight. okay? Maybe a little shorter than normal. If at any time things don't feel good to you or don't feel right, then just stop. I'm going to do my very best to talk you through and demonstrate on the camera. So if at any time you have your eyes closed and you want to stop and look, go ahead. It's going to be really easy. So it's going to just be, well, I shouldn't just say easy, but it's going to be fairly simple movements synchronizing our breath with the movements. So I just feel that, especially within this new moon in the sign of Capricorn, within an earth sign, within this solid sign that brings in the material realm, I think connecting to our mind, connecting to our intuition, but also connecting with our inner body is a good thing. And who knows, maybe this will be part of a new thing that starts around here. So there's that. And we're gonna do the moving meditation, and then a while back I had, at the very end of a couple meditations, I had led a little bit of a prayer for my mom that is still having some serious health issues, but those prayers helped immensely. You know, when I first started doing this a year and a half ago, or actually going on 2 years ago now, when we first initially started this meditation circle, a big component of it was people bringing their own intentions. I'm telling you, this has morphed a lot and changed a lot, but it's went through its own metamorphosis, and it's really, really great. But something we've gotten away from are personal intentions. Personal intentions that we have for things that we need prayers for, people that we feel need lots of extra energy, and I'm not exactly sure how or why we got away from that. I felt like maybe it was something that, I don't know, I don't want it to feel like forced or like anything like that, or awkward or odd or anything like that. But lately, I have brought in a couple of my own personal intentions of things that I need, people that I need prayers for. And I want to make sure that I'm still reminding everybody that that is open to more than just me. We're really starting to create a really, really wonderful group and supportive, a group of supportive people here, like-minded people that are willing to help each other out. And if you believe in the power of meditation, then chances are you believe in the power of prayer as well. So I want to go back to mentioning that if at any time anybody has anything at all that you feel could use a little extra attention within our meditation, I think part of why it got a little bit messy is we were just having things put into the comments, and maybe some people prefer just to do it a little bit more anonymously rather than just like on the spot. So if at any time you are going to, or even if you're not going to be here, if at any time anybody has anything, any thoughts, or anybody that could use a little bit of extra focus, feel free to send me a message. Feel free to reach out either in the meditation, in the comment if that feels fine to you, or beforehand. You can message me on the website, meditativeastrology.com. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me on Facebook. You could comment on YouTube if that's what you wanted, excuse me, if that's how you wanted to do it. Because I have a special prayer request that I have at the end of the meditation. I'm going to save it for the end. But I think doing them at the end, I think that's a good kind of segue energy. So I just want to open that up. Yeah, so we'll get back to that at the end. If anybody ever has anything, then feel free to say something, okay? Feel free to say it anyhow, anywhere, anytime, whatever works for you, however it works out well for you. Shirt, yeah, I got my moon phase shirt on here. I do. I like this shirt with my moon necklace too. And thank you for the prayers too, Melissa. Very, very much appreciated and very, very much helped. So let's get into our meditation, and then at the end we will talk about the prayer part of it, okay? I really want to kind of bring that back in as an optional part of our meditation here that we have. So it's going to be a little shorter tonight. We're going to be open to shifts that are going to expand us positively, okay? And you are going to expand positively here the connection that you have between your mind and your body and your soul. So we still have our intentional candle. We're still going to light that as always using white because it's a universal color of clarity and purity. You can take this white candle and you can change it into any color that you want. White amplifies the energy that we're sending out here. So I think starting with white as just as our intention is kind of a base blanket layer, the white candle is a base candle, a base flame that you can change into and visualize it to be any other color that you want. Feel free to have your own candle as well. So I'm going to light our intentional candle here. And then as it catches, as the flame grows, we focus our intention. And as we see the flame ignite and grow, so does the strength of our intention. I am open to shifts that expand positively. I am open to shifts that expand positively. I am open to shifts that expand positively. So, even though our meditation is going to be slightly different tonight, I still would like you to take a moment to check in with your physical body and check in with the condition of your breath as you come into a place of meditation. So, if you haven't already, find a nice comfortable position, either to sit or lay down, whatever works best for you right now. And if you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes. If you're not quite ready, then attempt to soften your gaze. Maybe letting your focus expand just over the tip of your nose and falling wherever it does naturally. Noticing what's in your field of vision, but not focusing on anything specifically. And then, before you make any changes or any shifts, before you expand your breath, take notice and take stock of where you are at this very moment. Notice how your inhales and your exhales feel. Does your breath feel satisfying? Is your breath shallow? Is it slow or is it fast? Is your breathing efficient? Or are you working hard through the respiration process? Once we've taken just a moment to check in with our breath, make space for all of the events that have brought us to this very moment, all of the events of the last hour of the day, the events of the week, of this month, the events of this year, and even expanding through your entire lifetime. After we've made space for that, let's check in with our body for just a moment. Let's start at the top of our head, starting at your crown chakra, place where the energy comes out of the top of your head and into the ethers. Just take stock of how your head feels. Are you holding any tension, any stress, Perhaps, hopefully you don't have any sort of headache going on. Just check our eyebrows. Relax your eyebrows and see if you're holding any tension between your eyes. Tension moves down, and we notice our nose, and then our tension moving down to our mouth. Let your lips relax, let your jaw relax, let your tongue within your mouth relax. Our tension moves down a little bit more into our neck. Notice any tension or any stiffness you may be having in your neck. Perhaps here you may like to do a couple neck rolls. Not changing our breath yet, just rotating our head down, tucking in our chin, rolling back up to the shoulder and around the back, down to the other shoulder. Or perhaps you skip this step completely. But checking in with your neck and then checking in with your shoulders. What stress and tension may you be holding within your shoulders? Relax your shoulders down, away from your ears. Our awareness moves down first the right arm, relaxing your upper arm, relaxing your elbow. Be holding any tension in your elbow. Perhaps your forearm relaxes. Your fingers. How about your fingers on your right hand? Using your fingers all day, your tools and your resource that you have with us all day long. Relaxing the fingers on your right hand. Then our attention moves over to the left arm. Focusing on your upper arm, your bicep area, relaxing your upper arm. And our focus coming to our elbow, relaxing our elbow. That relaxation comes down your forearm to your wrist and right into your left hand. Perhaps you can relax that left hand just a little bit more. Each finger relaxes one at a time. Now your head and your shoulders and your neck and your arms are nice and relaxed. Bringing our attention to our chest. Bringing our attention to the space that holds our heart and our lungs. Are you holding any tension or stress in this area? Any difficulty breathing? Your heartbeat feels slow and regular. Focus moves down to our abdomen, and we relax our belly. Most of us do not let our abdomen and our belly fully relax. A relaxed belly takes up a little bit more space and allows for a little bit of positive expansion. Moving our focus down to our legs for our check-in as we get to our lower body. Focusing on our thighs. What may you be holding within your thighs that does not serve you well? Shifting to our knees. Our knees take a lot of work through the day, carrying us around, allowing us to be flexible and move in many ways. And our focus comes down the front of our knees to our shins, wrapping around to the back of our legs towards our calves. And your legs are fully relaxed. Moving our focus now to our ankles. Where in our ankles can we release a little bit of tension? That release guides you down to your feet, ankle connecting to your heels, focusing and relaxing the heels, the arches, and the toes, relaxing your feet completely. Now you have allowed yourself to check in with your body and make a little bit of space. A little space for movement, a little space for shifting, and a little space for expansion. Bring your hands together, palms touching, fingers touching. And bring your hands that are together towards your chest. Your thumbs should touch your chest, your heart space. Touch your thumbs to that space within your chest that connects you to all that is. The space within the middle of our chest, this place we call the heart space, relating to the heart chakra, is the bridge between the lower body and the upper body. Not only is it the bridge within our body, but it is the bridge to our soul and our connection to our own intuition. Thumbs actively pushing into your chest, gently, softly, but an active engagement of your thumbs towards your chest. Actively push your palms together. Perhaps your elbows lift up and straighten if they were down a little bit relaxed. Pushing your palms together. Next, push your fingertips together. Gently, but active engagement. Cultivating an energy from the left side of your body, the side that is open to receive and disperse, and the right side of your body. The right side of our body gives and produces the energy that we have, what we've cultivated inside. The left side brings the energy within, the right side brings the energy without. Here, as we actively push our palms together and each one of our fingertips together, elbows out wide, we make a connection and a loop. between what we receive and coming into our body through the left side and back out through the right. Let's visualize that for a minute. I want you to physically see the energy coming down into your hands, into your palms that are together in the prayer position. Feel it coming in through your left fingertips, into your left wrist, into your left arm, up your left shoulder, and into your being, penetrating every little bit of your being, every cell, every little bit of your energy, cultivating within you and making it into something that only you can make it into. That energy now comes down through our right shoulder, into our right arm, down into our right elbow. And as it comes down into our right hand and our right fingertips, that energy comes back out the top of our fingertips. See that energy come on out of there. Yes. Now, another time, see that energy coming down in through your top of your fingers, traveling up your left arm into your shoulder, into your being, going wherever it feels fit, and releasing through the right side. Now this time we're going to sync the breath to our movements. So as you visualize that energy coming into your left side, I'd like you to breathe in. Then we will hold our breath for just a moment, just a couple seconds, when we cultivate the energy within our being. And then on the exhale, we release through the right side of our body. If at any time you need to stop or modify the practice, go right ahead. We are responsible for our own selves here. So I'll guide you through the first couple rounds and then we'll do it on our own. Taking a nice deep breath in. See that energy come in through the left arm, up your shoulder. Hold and retain the breath for just a second as you cultivate that energy within you and release what you have produced and cultivated through the right side. Breathing in through the left side, bringing energy in. Hold and cultivate. And exhale through the right arm. Visualizing this energy as it moves. Breathing in as you see the energy come in through your left fingertips. Retain and cultivate and release to the right side. Continue that process at your own pace for a couple rounds. One more round, and then we release the arms. And at the bottom of the exhale, let your arms rest down at the side. Good. Now, perhaps that was a lot on your body. So take just a moment to lean side to side, left to right, forward and backwards, as we get ready for one last synchronized movement. Perhaps you want to take a couple neck rolls, a couple shoulder rolls to check in with your body here. Moving meditation, allowing ourselves to open up to shifts that perhaps we weren't open to before, allowing them to expand positively, setting new foundations, new processes, new cycles. It's a new moon in the sign of Capricorn. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to bring in? Okay. Now, rest our arms down at the side. And as you breathe in, I want you to slowly let your arms float up at your side until they come up overhead, and they're going to kiss together above, back in this prayer position. And then on the exhale, let your arms slowly rain down. Okay? Breathing in on the inhale. Hands kiss overhead. It's where we retain the breath for just a moment. And release. Good. Breathing in, hands come up. And exhale. Good. Inhale, arms raise up. Exhale, arms release. Now, just as in the last exercise where we imagined this energy coming in and cultivating through the left side body, as we raise our arms up, I would like you to imagine and picture yourself cultivating the energy of that inhale that is coming within. And just as we release through the right side, after we retain the breath for just a moment up top, as we release our arms down, I want you to imagine and visualize yourself releasing the energy that you have cultivated into the ethers around you. Okay? So we are cultivating energy within us, and we are releasing it out into the universe. Okay, starting at the bottom. Bottom of the exhale, breathe in, cultivating that energy within you. Hands kiss overhead, retain the breath for just a moment, and exhale the breath, sharing the energy that is within us and releasing it to the universe. Breathing in, arms come up, cultivating an energy that is growing within us. Hands kiss overhead, culminating that energy within us as we retain our breath. And rain your hands down, releasing that energy to wherever it is needed in the universe. Continue that process your own a couple more times. Truly connecting our mind, body, and breath here. one more round of breathing in and out, and we'll meet together at the bottom of the exhale. As we close our practice, bring our palms together, prayer pose, bringing them back towards our chest, gently and softly, not with such an active engagement as we did at the beginning of our practice. I encourage you to bow your head down towards your hands, towards this prayer that you are offering from your heart space, from that bridge within your body, up towards your third eye, as perhaps you lower your head down. Perhaps your forehead comes to your fingertips, perhaps not. Either way is just okay. Either way, whether your head is touching your fingertips or not, you are cultivating a connection between your heart chakra and your third eye. Connection between your soul and your mind's eye. Connection between all that you ever have been and ever will be with your psychic vision and knowing. Thank you for being open to shifts today. Thank you for being open to trying something new and moving forward. I am open to shifts that expand positively. I am open to shifts that expand positively. Let's take one more deep breath in together to close our meditation. Hands still together in a prayer, breathing in. And breathing out the loudest exhale you've breathed all day. There's a lot on those audible exhales too. So thank you for being open to that. Thank you for allowing me to do something a little bit different. I said it might be shorter, but it was not, so I apologize about that. I don't know, we did the breathing exercise a couple weeks ago, and now a little bit of breath and body movement synchronicity, a little bit of yogic movement here. And I hope you all, I don't know, let me know what you think, feedback please, because I kind of like bringing in this movement and this motion a little bit, and combining it with the stillness. Maybe not every time, but every once in a while. So I think that this new moon, this creating something new, these new structures, these new foundations, these new plans to lay down to go forward, I think it's a good time to bring in something new like this and to bring in a new practice. So not something we do all the time, but maybe it's something we might start doing a little bit more often. Who knows? So, yep, hopefully you loved that. And I mentioned a little bit about the prayer at the beginning here. I will figure out how to get that back out on the forefront, because it has definitely taken a back seat, and I don't really want it to, because when I asked for the prayers for my mom, I know it's selfish or self-centered or whatever, personally focused, but I realized how important that was, because that was very, very moving, very touching, very helpful, very emotional. So I want to make sure we keep opening that up to people that need, that want some sort, that feel that they have a place where it could be used. So I asked for prayers for my mom when she was in a really, really rough situation. Now today, I'm asking for prayers for my cousin. I have a cousin who's in her mid-30s. Almost 10 years ago, she was diagnosed with a condition that is called myasthenia gravis. It So basically, the gist of this condition that she has is that it affects all of the voluntary and involuntary muscles within your body. Okay, so she's had various treatments over the last 10 years to try to keep her muscles functioning well. So involuntary muscles, there's lots of facial muscle issues, lots of neck and swallowing issues that come along with it, lots of facial drooping, lots of issues swallowing, lots of issues breathing. Involuntary muscles, it affects the muscles surrounding the lungs. She has been intubated in the past. It's been a very, very long time. It's been a really, really long path for her. She has 2 little boys. Right now, she is at a point where she is in the hospital, and the treatments that she has done in the past, as well as other new treatments, are not working. Very specific treatments. There's lots of very specific lab values and things that go along with this. Very, very expensive treatments. Treatments that come from plasma products. So those of you that donate blood products, thank you. Both whole blood and plasma are both helpful. But she's in a very dire situation right now, in a very, very, very difficult situation where it seems she's been fighting for a very, very long time, and she's tired, and I understand that, but she, just as much as I do, she knows that my family, we are a family of prayer warriors. We know that the positive intuitions, positive intentions and prayers and thoughts and healing energy can be sent from one person to another. So if I'm asking for that help, then others of you have that need also somewhere at some point in your life. So I would like to say a quick prayer for my cousin Jessica, who is in the hospital fighting for her life right now through a condition that she has been dealing with for a long time. She has 2 teenage boys. They need their mom, and I need my cousin. We lost her mom like 2.5 years ago or so. So it's, yeah. I'd like to say a prayer for guidance for the medical team for her. Okay? So if you want us to stick around for a moment and join me in that, I appreciate it. If you want, if you don't have time or need to move on, that's fine too. I understand that. So I'm just gonna wing it here, okay? We're just gonna say a little prayer. So I'm gonna bring my hands back together. I like to bring them to my heart space, into my chin, just below my mouth. I've talked before about how I have a very metaphysical, spiritual background, as well as a very Christian, Catholic background, upbringing as well. And when we would listen to the Gospels, you would do the sign of the cross over your head, over your mouth, and over your heart. The word within your head, within what you speak, and within your heart. And this is part of those of you that have issues with the church, I'm sorry, but this is part of bringing me back to those roots here of plugging my hands into my heart here, and bringing my fingertips down towards my mouth, towards the words that I speak, coming from my heart, and my fingers coming up towards my head. So to me, it's a connection and a relation back to that. If that kind of taints it for you, I'm sorry, but that's how it works for me. So bowing my head down. Dear Father, Mother God, I come to you today with the support of all of these wonderful folks around, asking for prayers and support for my cousin Jessica, who is fighting desperately right now on her path. We all know that the path that is set before us was chosen by us on some level, and the experiences that we are having are ours and ours alone. However, Jessica is hurting and Jessica is suffering right now in a way that feels insurmountable. So I come here today asking for guidance and support for the doctors, for the surgeons, for the physical therapists, for every single person on her healthcare team, to be able to provide her with the best possible solution and outcome for her path. May they be guided towards the right treatment plan. May they treat her with respect, love, and dignity. May she feel heard. May she feel that her voice counts, even when her condition prevents her from speaking properly. May she always feel heard and advocated for. May her loved ones that have gone before her surround her and guide the team that is caring for her. May you wrap your love around her children, Jackson and Xander, comforting them, giving them love and strength and understanding. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your undying support. And thank all of you for sticking around, because I appreciate it so very much. So, I've done this a couple times for myself. This needs to be opened up to everybody else that is participating. So whether you're going to be here or not, if at any point you have anybody, whether it's yourself or somebody else or anybody that needs any sort of prayers or intention or focus, feel free to message me. Feel free to put it down into the comments. Feel free to talk to me personally, and if we need to keep it anonymous, we can keep it anonymous, okay? I think that was part of the issue in the beginning, is it just felt too forward. It felt like, I don't know, I mean, this is what it seemed like to me, or my assumption or whatever. So I want to find a way to make this work out for everybody in a public yet private way. So that's that. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Thank you for the prayers, and thank you for joining me. Thank you for being you, and thank you for being open to the shifts that are going to expand your life positively in wonderful ways. The new moon is Thursday. Today is the sextile between Mars and Saturn. Tomorrow is that Sun-Uranus interaction. So those breakthroughs, any little, the buzzword is download. Any little bits of information that come to you, any little tidbits or any little thoughts that come to you over the next couple days, take those into consideration. Don't disregard them. Write them down and just contemplate on them for even just a little while, okay? The new moon coming through in the sign of Capricorn with all of this ability to move forward and to make something happen. So go forward with your own goals and your own ambitions, but be open to the shifts that are coming, that you are expecting and that you are not expecting. All of it, okay? New intention will be released on Sunday. You can find that Meditative Astrology Facebook page, Instagram page, YouTube page, and meditaveastrology.com. Website is the hub for all things meditative astrology. You can find everything there. And remember that there's always events for reminders on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook and you plan on coming back to this next week, which I sure hope you do, I encourage you to go over to the Facebook page now and find those future events and click either interested or going. That will give you a nice little reminder if you're somebody that is on Facebook, on social media. And if you're like me, where you have just busy days and things just kind of slip your mind, you need a little reminder about our meditation. Also, if you, there's the part about if you respond to that to that event there, it will, Facebook will use that within the algorithm and spread it so more people will find it. So it just allows, if you respond to that event or even to any of the content on the pages, it allows, it feeds the Facebook algorithm monster and just pushes things out there more. So it allows more people to find and discover this and to join us here. So reach out at any time for any reason, whether it's a prayer or contemplation or something you want to talk about with this, or constructive criticism. I'm always open to hearing what you all have to say, suggestions, comments, or anything else. So have a great day, have a great night, and thank you, all of you. Mwah. I love you all so very much and can't wait to see you again next week. So have fun with that new moon, and I'll see you next week, all right? All right, reach out anytime. Have a good night. Bye!